Morning, how are you? Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing, bringing you some balance and strength first thing in the morning. 5 moves that we'll be doing in our balance and strength class today, which is at 8:30. So why do we do balance? Because we need to. We need to work on our balance so our body can adapt as we get older to different circumstances, different things that we come across throughout our days, to be aware of the body in whatever it's doing. So some of these moves, again, are going to help with that. All these moves are going to help with that. And if you're going to join in, that's fantastic. Please make sure you are feeling fit and well and you are only going to do movements that are suitable for you. And as we're incorporating balance, then you might want something close by to hold on to support yourself to start with, which is fantastic and great. So please do that. Good morning, how are we doing? So we're going to begin. I've got my timer. We don't necessarily, excuse me, always need equipment. I'm going to use a sort of small Pilates ball for a couple of moves, but you could use a cushion or a pillow, or you don't need to use anything at all. But I'm going to do 2 moves that we do first of all every week so we can see our progressions. We're going to do a split stance, and we're going to literally come up onto our tiptoes as if we're about to run off, but rein it back in and come back in again. So 45 seconds, off we go. My feet are hip width apart, set back. I'm going to come forward and then come back again. So working on that, coming up onto the tiptoes, so bending the toes, extending the toes, and then also having the control to hold and bring myself back again. So it might seem sort of like, oh, that's a bit sort of easy, but actually it's quite challenging. And certainly when we do the other side, so some are set moves every week, we do both sides. So coming forward and back. One side might feel easier than the other. See that, I also wanted to go too far forward. So again, core's got to engage. We want the rest of the body to help to contract and bring us back to our starting position. So staying in this position, we'll then also do a tiptoe bend lower move, which we often do with our feet parallel. So from here, I'm going to come up to tiptoes, bend, lower, straighten. Lovely. So up, bend, lower, straighten. So with these movements, again, as I said, we're working on the toe joints, the ankles, the knees, also the hips, so all our joints are being used, which again is important for us to be able to go into position, so we've got to hold a position, got to hold a balance. Lovely. And breathing wise, I'm just breathing nice and steadily. Again, it does feel quite challenging. So coming up on just tiptoe, gently bending the knees, lowering the heels down, straightening. Tiptoe, bend, lower, straighten. Lovely. Next move. This is where I'm going to use my Pilates ball, but you could use a cushion or even just interlace your fingers. I'm going to reach round. My left leg is going to be elevated, bent, or just hovering off the floor. I'm going to reach round, bend to the outside of my right knee, come back up again, and then rotate up with my left knee coming up in front, bending. Rotating round, sort of creating a sort of spiral effect. My right foot is having to work the whole time to keep me grounded, so I've got that connection, my toes, ball of the foot, whole foot, as I change my body's direction. Anytime put your foot down that you need to, or again you can always keep that big toe, those toes on the floor whilst we still do that movement, so we can always adapt our balance to where we're at now and what we need, where we're starting from. Oops. Lovely. Good. Next move, bit of a static balance, but upper body's going to be doing the work. So my right knee is going to be bent. I'm going to be passing my ball underneath, coming up, circling around, passing underneath. So I'm having to keep still whilst my upper body is creating that movement and momentum. Again, no pillow or cushion. Again, we could just pretend. So again, we could draw a halo, come under, pass. So again, we can still create that movement, but without actually having to hold something. Trying to make sure I've got that right coordination. But again, if you've got the ball or you've got that cushion, that can help to play around with it. So again, my left foot is really having to work to keep me grounded. Nearly there. Nearly there. And last move, we're going to do a side step, come up and into a high knee and then a straight leg deadlift. So a real combination for this one. Stepping it out, gently lifting that leg up, then coming back, knee high, and then hinge. So I'll do that again. Side step, gentle lift, coming back to standing, then bringing that knee up and then taking that leg behind and back. Maybe that foot comes back on the floor, but we then step it out, lift that leg, come back up. I could add my arms up actually in that knee high and then bring it down into that hinge back. Out to the side, little lift, knee high, hinge back. I'm finding this really challenging. Sort of got in my flow now. I'll just finish that off. There we go. So 5 moves that we'll be doing later on this morning, working on our balance, our set moves that we work on and progress each week, and the additional moves where we add more challenge to it with or without weights. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're getting on with your balance. How much importance do you put that in that on your workouts, or do you think about it much? I really would like to know. Anyway, if you want to join us, let me know and I can get in touch with you regarding the classes. And other than that, have a super day, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday for Cardio and Core. Take care and see you soon.